Okay, I hope this thing is on. So, today is now the 33rd anniversary of Jurassic Park, my favorite movie of all time, directed by Steven Spielberg. So now, we're gonna pick up where we left off and try to finish my own Jurassic Park. And then after so we're gonna So I finished rewatching the first Jurassic Park movie, and now I'm about to rewatch the second Jurassic Park movie. Oh wait, this is the wrong one, my bad. This one is where I build my own Jurassic Park. And see if I can build some cages for some animals. And let's see if I can make a tour, like a tour where you go on Jeep and then you'll see a bunch of herbivore dinosaurs. So, in the original one that they made. And I've been thinking of something like God creates dinosaurs, God kills the dinosaurs, God creates man, man creates dinosaurs. And dinosaurs eat man, and women inherits the earth. So, where I left off is that I built a paddock for Rexy. So, yep, there she is. And check her DNA. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I built the Allosaurus paddock. And I built a Carnotaurus paddock. And pretty much I built everything over here. And now, oh yeah, I gotta build like a paddock for Velociraptors. Because how would Jurassic Park work without Velociraptors? And Velociraptors were the main villain in the first movie. There we go. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna build like a small paddock, but not too small, because we need extra space for the raptors. So let's see. We're gonna add a viewing gallery so they can see the raptors. So we're gonna place it right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent
Alright.
animals.
So we're gonna finish like setting up the fences. Alright. So let's do it right here. mind give me a second? Alright, I am now back. So let's finish this paddock for the Raptors.
Not a lot, but I just want sandwich. Very finished.
What is this? Don't they understand that I'm live streaming? Okay. And then we're gonna add a carnivore feeder right here. And then we're gonna add their prey. Alright. Maybe we could build like a small hill for the raptors. Alright. I'll build this. And it should be perfect. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add a sign for the velociraptors. So see, oh yeah, there's the sign for the velociraptors. We're gonna add it right here. Let's see. There we go. So that's signs for the velociraptors. And I wonder if I could build like a petting zoo. Let's see. There's the original skin for the velociraptors. And remember in the movie that all dinosaurs are girls. And if they were males in the first Jurassic Park movie, see, the velociraptor will be more like this. Okay, we're gonna edit this. So let's see. So there's an adult female, an adult male. So that's the father. And there's the mother right there. So maybe right here, I like to call this called the Cretaceous path. There's some dinosaurs live in the Cretaceous period. The Carnotaurus was in the Cretaceous period, and Triceratops and Struthiomimus were in the Cretaceous period. And now there's the Pteranodons. Okay. Let's see. Dino Center. I'm gonna figure out how to build a petting zoo. Gentle giants? No, maybe not. I should create a small path. Alright. And then we're gonna add some like dirt and sand. So yeah, add a few sands, dirts. So yeah, just a few dirt. And then more sands. And yeah, make it like a few details. I gotta figure out how do I put the baby dinosaurs in here so they don't escape. Okay, let's see what I can do. Maybe that could work. Maybe not. I guess that would be too complicated. Now,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Allosaurus to the park.
Alright, I am finally back. Alright, I don't want any distractions while I'm streaming. Alright, what could I figure out how to... Oh yeah, invisible fences. Let's see. Let's see. And right here. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, go right there. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that could work. I love quesadillas. I love the cheese. Yep, that could work. Alright. And we should add a little bit of water. And because the babies need water. Alright, so now we're gonna add velociraptors. So it should be, let's see, probably 2 males and 3 females. There we go. Alright, so now we're gonna make some triceratops that have babies. Not here. Not here. Probably right here. Alright, we're gonna add some bamboo trees. There we go. So now, it's just not much, but it'll work out until I add some baby dinosaurs. Alright, so we're gonna release some velociraptors and see how they look. So those are 2 males and 3 females.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a velociraptor to the park.
One, two, let's see, 3, 4, and 5. And now I gotta figure out what to do in the herbivore valley. So that's why I'm gonna call it the herbivore valley. And then we're gonna add some water, and maybe their water pool. And then we're gonna add, let's see, little water right here. And then let's see, we'll figure out how to get some force. Alright, we're gonna add the hill. Alright. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so there's the Jurassic tour when you go to the Jeep. And then you head to the Jurassic Park gate. And then you'll find some herbivore dinosaurs.
For your safety, we ask that you keep your arms and legs in.
Let's see. I got some rocks. There we go. Alright, looks like all the raptors are now tranquilized. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, we're gonna transport to their paddock.
Heading to pick up the asset. Collecting asset.
Alright, let's see if there's any props. Let's see.
Asset in transit. Asset transportation under red.
Let's see
Asset has been
this.
collected.
So we're gonna add this thing. Maybe add this right here. And then we're gonna add right here.
Delivery complete.
Is there any more props? There's the restroom. Let's see this prop. Right there. Alright, we're gonna add it right
Asset has been delivered.
here. And now we're gonna check on the rafters. Looks like they're fighting. It's a male and
We
female.
are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Looks like they're stopped fighting.
Asset has been transported.
Okay, so that's for the workers to cross. Alright. So I lined up the palm trees.
Transportation complete.
So I add a few signs. Maybe that could work. Yep, that looks perfect. There we go. Okay. See, there's a few signs. That could work. Alright, there we go. There we go. And I think that looks perfect. I feel like professional. There's like mini banners. I got this right here. Yep, that could work. Alright. Maybe that could work. See if there's like any more signs that I can use. Maybe I don't like that anymore. There we go. Let's see. Maybe add another entrance. Yeah, maybe that could work. Alright, so there's the place that you can arrive at Jurassic Park behind the waterfall. And I need a sign for Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus. There's Tyrannosaurus. There we go. And that's the sign for Tyrannosaurus Rex, so we can see Rexy. Let's see, I'm check something on YouTube. See any comments? No comments. Okay. So back to the herbivore valley. We're gonna have some few trees, and then let's see, bushland. And then tall grass. And we're just gonna build some tall grass. Let's see, and then there's flowers. grasslands. Okay, and then we're gonna add some trees. Yeah, so maybe that can work. And then some flowers. And then some bamboo trees. Okay, what if I need to add a waterfall? And yep, there's the waterfall. Alright, let's see if I can add any. And add a few trees. Alright, let's see if I got some rocks. There we go. And that's just a few rocks. Alright. Let's see. See, add some flowers. Okay. So let's see. Add a few forests. Alright. Okay, let's see if I can add like one of those rocks and then broken palm trees. And let's see if I can cover all this. Yeah, that could work. Okay, let's see. Okay, added a few dirts. So those are like pine trees, I think. Maybe not that now. Okay. Okay. So that should be it for the herbivore valley. So we're gonna figure out what kind of herbivores that we're gonna use. So we got Brachiosaurus. They have a long lifespan. And then other herbivores. Let's see. Those Parasaurolophus are from the Dominions, and this one was from Jurassic World Rebirth as a carcass from the Tyrannosaurus. So let's add this. And then we need some Gallimimus. And then we'll probably add some Triceratops. So it's just only gonna be females. And let's see. They add more Brachiosaurus. Alright, 2 Brachiosaurus, 5 Parasaurolophus. Let's see, 3 males for Gallimimus and 3 females for Gallimimus. And all females for Triceratops. And all females for Brachiosaurus. Okay, so everything's good with this area, and I have to work on this area. And then, alright, so we're gonna release the Brachiosaurus. So 3, 2, 1, release. Let's see how it looks. And the sun is kind of like blocking. I can see it fine. We have 2 Brachiosaurus.
Now, much like me, the Brachiosaurus has a huge heart. Of course, this dinosaur needs it
Then
just to get
we're gonna
blood to the very
tranquilize the
tip of its head and
Brachiosaurus.
tail. Whereas, I'm just that nice a guy. Did I hear someone snicker back there?
Alright, let's see. So these 2 Brachiosaurus are females. And the Brachiosaurus is from the Jurassic period. And one of the largest sauropods. Alright, one is tranquilized. Okay, let's see. Let's transport them to the valley.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
So what I know about Brachiosaurus is that sauropods and they live in the Jurassic period, and they went extinct like for 100 million years ago. And I think they travel in herds, I think. And then they could probably walk up in the mountains. And now we're gonna release some Parasaurolophus. So 3, 2, 1, release. So these Parasaurolophus are from the Lost World Jurassic Park. And we didn't get to see much in the first Jurassic Park movie. Because we saw them in the valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome our Parasaurolophus to the farm.
Alright. Now I'm gonna send the helicopter to tranquilize these Parasaurolophus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so 2 Brachiosaurus is transport to the valley. Okay, 2 Parasaurolophus are tranquilized. And then 1 more to go. There, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Let's put them in the valley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 Brachiosaurus in a valley, and then Perseropolis are on their way. Alright, let's see if I can add some forest.
Transportation underway. Asset transportation in progress.
Okay, that can make a great entrance. Let's see.
Commencing asset transit. Asset has been collected.
Alright, so 3 Perseropolis are on the helicopters. And 2 Perseropolis are gonna be transported. And I see Brachiosaurus. 2 Brachiosaurus are swimming. Just like in the movie. The first Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park was my favorite movie of all time when I was a kid. And I was interested in dinosaurs. And then after Jurassic Park, I watched Walking with Dinosaurs. Like the old TV show. Now released from the late 90s? Yeah, late 90s. And then I started to watch The Land Before Time. I'm not sure if you remember The Land Before Time, but it was an old cartoon with talking dinosaurs. And I used to remember watching Dinosaur Trains like a kid's show. And it was actually a great show, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know what other dinosaur movies that I saw. Oh yeah, there was the other Walking with Dinosaurs, but it was actually a movie. So yeah, that's pretty much. And I'm starting to watching the first Jurassic World movie that was released in 2015.
Transportation complete.
So I did like the 2015 Jurassic World. It brought me back nostalgia. And I started watching more Jurassic Park movies. I started watching the second Jurassic Park, The Lost World. I liked that one. It was pretty cool. And I watched the third Jurassic Park. It was actually not that bad. I did like the Spinosaurus, and I didn't like when they killed the T-Rex, the bull T-Rex. And it was pretty much unknown what kind of T-Rex was it. Was it the buck from the second Jurassic Park movie, or was it Junior? But I read some research, and it was the bull T-Rex. Alright, so without further ado, let's release the Gallimimus. Let's see how they look.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So yeah, they look like ostriches. Alright, where's one? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's check the Herbivore Valley. Alright, 2 Brachiosaurus, and then 5 Parasaurolophus. And then let's add some trees so I can make it similar to the movie. Oh, how Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler, Ian Malkin, and the lawyer and John Hammond saw the Brachiosaurus. So what tree was it? Oh yeah, that one. Then I watched the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and that was a pretty cool movie. I loved how they added a volcano, and I love how they brought Ian Malkin in it. And then I started watching the Netflix show, the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, and that was a really good show. And I finished Jurassic World Chaos Theory and Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Alright. So we're gonna add a Gallimimus to the Parasaurolophus.
Asset requiring collection. Heading to collect the asset.
Okay, so let's see what we can work on this area.
Asset transportation in progress.
And we're gonna add the emergency shelter here. And we're not gonna add the aquarium with the Mosasaurus because that wasn't appeared in the first Jurassic Park movie. Or the second or third. Let's check the raptors. Yeah, the raptors, they look pretty fine. And we'll release some Triceratops soon. Until the Gallimimus are located to the valley. And you see the Parasaurolophus are socializing. And one Brachiosaurus is swimming in the pool. And I can't wait for the Rebirth DLC. And I hope I get to see Ember the T-Rex skin and maybe change their model. Because Ember was a male in the Jurassic World Rebirth movie. So I can't wait to see that and the Distortus Rex and the Mutodons and Titanosaurus. And who else? What kind of dinosaurs will come to the DLC? Let's see, the Gallimimus are there. And one Gallimimus is getting picked up by the helicopters. Now I finished watching The Lost World Jurassic Park. And now next is Jurassic Park 3. The Jurassic Park 3 as a Spinosaurus, and I do like the Spinosaurus. And I love how it's like scary, like it appears because He has a cell phone ringing to the
Confirmed asset
stomach,
delivery.
and it almost like he has aura.
Asset has been transported.
Alright, let's release Triceratops. So now, all the Triceratops are females. And other Triceratops are females and males. Alright, let's send the helicopters to tranquilize them and locate it to the valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
There we go. Okay, let's check the valley. The Gallimimus are there. They're just exploring the valley. And there's one Brachiosaurus versus the other one. Right there.
Delivery complete.
And the last Gallimimus is located here. Alright, so let's locate the Triceratops. Let's see. Probably somewhere here.
Selecting asset. Heading to pick up the asset.
And the Brachiosaurus is just drinking water. And the other Brachiosaurus is right there.
Transporting asset. Commencing asset transit.
So we'll open my Jurassic Park soon. We just had to build some more stuff. So now 3 Triceratops are located to the valley. One is just right there. Alright, we're gonna add some flowers. Alright, 3 Triceratops are located to the valley.
Transported. Delivery complete.
Let's check the Carnotaurus. I could have just added the green Carnotaurus from the novel, the second Jurassic Park novel. It was made by Michael Crichton. And now let's release another Brachiosaurus. Actually, two of them. Alright, so two Brachiosaurs are now released. And now send a helicopter to tranquilize them and transport them to the valley.
Receiving asset report.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased.
Alright, Triceratops is right there. It's just roaming.
Asset has been transferred.
I don't know why the Parasaurolophus is panicking. And one Brachiosaurus is sleeping, and the other one is just laying down. So let's add this right here. And let's add this right there. And let's add one of these. Okay, so let's check the Brachiosaurs. Alright, so they're both tranquilized. So let's transport them to the valley.
Asset to be collected.
And you see two Brachiosaurs are panicking. Alright, so the Gallimimus are located here, and they're all just running. Let's see what kind of other herbivores that we can add. We could probably add Ortis Mimus or Proceratops. No hybrids, no hybrid dinosaurs. And there's Stegosaurus. wonder there's any. Is there like any more dinosaurs from Jurassic Park? Alright, so in the novel, there's Dilophosaurus. I need to work on that. And there's Styracosaurus, Stegosaurus, and then Hadrosaurus, Dryosaurus, and then Procompsognathus. I'm gonna work on that. And okay, let's see how it goes. Check. And maybe we got a Apatosaurus. So where's the Apatosaurus? And then maybe the male. And make sure it has like a long lifespan.
Transit has commenced.
So we're gonna add 4 Apatosaurs. Alright, all of them will be. Is that the others? Alright, let's see. Stegosaurus. Alright, we got 6 Stegosaurus. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna try to work on adding the Dilophosaurus.
Asset has been transported.
Okay, so let's see.
We have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome Swiftly Minus to the park.
Okay. Yeah, let's check. Alright. We can release the Apatosaurus. So 3 to 1 release. See how they look. And yep. Those are Apatosaurs from Jurassic World. And they were supposed to add it in the first Jurassic Park. And there's the other one. These these are the sauropods. So we have Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus. They are different sauropods. Let's see the tail.
This giant herbivore, the Apatosaurus, is quite a sight, as I'm sure you'll agree. Even prehistoric predators would be intimidated by this animal. But don't let first impressions fool you. This can be a gentle dinosaur when treated well.
Okay, we're gonna have a small paddock for the Dilophosaurus. And we're gonna release another Apatosaurus. So let's see. And they're blocking the way. Alright, so let's tranquilize them. Let's see, there's one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Apatosaurus to the show.
There we go. Alright, 4 Brachiosaurus. Alright, so is that the Apatosaurus somewhere here?
Picking up asset. Heading to pick up the asset.
And for Stegosaurus, all of them will be female.
Assets in the air. Transportation underway. Asset transportation underway.
Alright, 2 Apatosaurus are on their way, and the others are getting picked up.
Commencing asset transit.
Let's see if I can tranquilize the babies. Sorry, parents, but I'll make a petting zoo. Alright, that should be enough. The Brachiosaurs are now panicking, and one is not. It's like all of them are heading to the water. They're all calming down. And all of them are coming out of the water. So let's see, some Apatosaurus. Let's transport them to the petting zoo.
Acknowledging asset collection request. En route to collect the asset. Asset being transported. Asset transportation in progress.
So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna make some juveniles, like never to grow up. Okay, then we're gonna release some Stegosaurus. So those are the Stegosaurus from the Lost World.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Stegosaurus to the park.
So now there's 6 Stegosaurus.
Asset transportation complete.
3, 4, 5, 6. So one is tranquilized, and the second one is tranquilized, and third is tranquilized, and fourth is tranquilized, and the fifth is gonna be tranquilized. And on the last one is gonna be tranquilized. Alright, so there's the first one, second one, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Asset transportation complete. Asset has been transported.
So we're gonna add Stegosaurus with the Apatosaurus.
Pick up the asset. Acknowledged. Set an additional task.
So let's check Rexy. So Rexy is good.
Transport an asset. Asset transportation
See, the
in
third one
progress.
can be the Alpha. So we're gonna name it Big One. Just like in the first movie. It was the main villain. So now the Stegosaurus are locating to the valley. And the babies are now in the petting zoo. So I'm gonna work on bringing the Stegosaurus and probably Parasaurolophus and Apatosaurus. And maybe
Transportation
Brachiosaurus.
underway. Delivery has been completed. Transportation complete.
And so there's two Contourists. And there's those Pteranodons. And oh yeah, I gotta work on bringing the Dilophosaurus. Okay. Is that Dilophosaurus? It'd be all 3 males and 3 females. Alright, so some Stegosaurus are in the valley with the Apatosaurus.
Jurassic
Maybe I can add some Compsognathus.
Asset delivered. Asset has been transported.
Alright, so let's release the Dilophosaurus. So 3, 2, 1, release.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Dilophosaurus to the park.
Alright, so 6 Dilophosaurus. So is that a helicopter to tranquilize them?
Heads up, got a new asset. New objective received. Reporting a new asset. Asset reporting. Receiving asset reporting.
Alright. So we're gonna wait for all of them to tranquilize. T-Rex. So it just roared and staying on the water. I can't wait for the free DLC that the T-Rex is gonna be able to swim. And it reminds me of the river I've seen from Jurassic Park novel and Jurassic World Rebirth, where Ember chased down the characters in the river. Okay, all of them are tranquilized. Alright, let's add to the paddock.
Heading to collect the asset.
Okay, all they need is water. We add trees.
Commencing asset transit. Assets in the air.
Alright, then we're gonna add a sign. Sign for Dilophosaurus. And they are one of the earliest carnivores in the Jurassic period. Let's see, Dilophosaurus. Yep, there's Dilophosaurus.
Transit has commenced. Asset transportation underway.
If it's... if you excuse me, my sister's calling me, so give me a second.
Asset delivered. Delivery complete. Confirming asset delivery.
Alright, I'm back. So now we're gonna add some food and prey. And then we're gonna add some restaurants. So we're gonna add this right there.
Assets in the air. Transportation complete. Confirming asset delivery.
Okay.
Letting
And
the
then we'll
dinosaurs
probably add
fight
some drinks.
allows them to display and regulate their natural instincts. I don't like seeing it, but I recognize the need for it.
And then we're gonna add some restrooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, our restroom is now open to use
And
for
let's
whenever
see what
nature calls.
others.
Ladies and gentlemen, come and immerse yourself in the wonders of virtual reality with a visit to our cutting-edge VR suite.
Okay, so let's see. Add some walls. Alright. Okay. Continue adding this. Alright, and then we're gonna add some like fossils. Let's see, is there any fossils here? Yep, there is. Probably add this one here. Add a Spinosaurus skull here. And then the arms. And then some. Is that a Brachiosaurus or a Patasaurus? What? Low health? Who's low health? Want to bring poison? Well, it makes sense because they shoot poison venom. And for T-Rex skeleton. Make it like this. Oh yeah, that one's perfect. T-Rex skeleton here. Add a Spinosaurus skeleton. And the Dominus Rex. They're gonna figure out what kind of dinosaur is that. And that should make sense for the fossil zone. So there's Quetzalcoatlus, whatever this is, Dominus Rex, Velociraptor, Spinosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and Apatosaurus, or Brachiosaurus, whatever. And then we're gonna add like a movie theater. Yep, a movie theater. Somewhere here.
Ladies and gentlemen, discover where our dinosaurs came from in the fossil zone.
Let's check the dinosaurs. see, the Stegosaurus and Patasaurus are fine. Triceratops and Parasaurolophus. We probably need to add more Triceratops.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Wait, let's change the skin. There we go.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
So let's add all male.
En route to pick up the asset. Asset to be collected.
To welcome a Triceratops.
So I do like the fossil zone where there's all skeletons and fossils.
Commencing asset transit.
Let's see, I'm gonna add a hotels.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Like this right there.
Please be advised that our weather forecasts predict an incoming hurricane.
Wait. Let's try to straighten it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our weather forecast has been updated. The hurricane threat level has been raised.
Transportation complete.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort
And now it's starting to rain.
of the park.
Asset being transported.
Let's see if there's any ankylosaurs. We could probably add ankylosaurs. So it should be all female. And if the males. There we go. And we need 4 ankylosaurs.
Asset transported.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, there's a bad storm.
cover until the hurricane has passed.
Is that another hotel?
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Maybe we should add this. Oh, we got an injury.
Asset.
And then we're gonna add statue. So the statue should be the Tyrannosaurus.
Asset has been transported.
This one looks beautiful.
Asset transported.
We add it right here. There we go. Okay, so we're adding a few trees. This Gallimimus has a minor fracture. And the
Ladies and
Pteranodon
gentlemen,
is injured.
the hurricane has now passed.
Alright, that looks good. Then we're gonna add this right here. Okay, let's see if there's any more blueprints. Okay, we're gonna add a path to make it all space. And create dirt. Okay, and then let's see this. And see if we can add a T-Rex statue. Let's see if I can try to... There we go. And that should look good. I'm gonna fix that. Okay. And add that there. And then we'll add more hotels.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort,
So we add a large hotel and small hotel. And then we're gonna add a viewing gallery.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals. Ladies and gentlemen, our restroom is now open to use for whenever nature calls.
Then we're gonna add an emergency shelter here. There we go. And all it needs is water. And one of these plants. Okay, so this is the paddock for the Parasauropolis. So we're gonna add a gate right there. And then we're gonna add some responsibility. Okay. And then we're gonna add all females. Alright, let's release the Ankylosaurus. Alright, let's tranquilize the Ankylosaurus.
Asset reporting incoming. Reporting a new asset.
Welcome an Ankylosaurus to the park.
Okay, then we're gonna add some like more blueprints. Let's add this right here. Let's add this right here. Let's see if I can add more. Alright. So now let's transport the Ankylosaurus to their enclosure.
Picking up asset. Heading to collect the asset. Transit has commenced. Transportation underway. Asset in transit.
Okay, we can create more paths. And then we're gonna add some forest.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Alright, those are megalodons. And megalodons never appeared in Jurassic World or Park movies, except Jurassic World Rebirth. Like there's a jaw skeleton thing. But imagine if we saw the megalodon in Jurassic World movies. Let's see if we can add Stegosaurus. There we go.
Asset delivered.
That's the path. Okay. Well, looks like the Ankylosaurus are fighting. Alright, so then we're gonna release the Stegosaurus. So these are all male. And then oh,
New objective received.
so we're gonna tranquilize them and send them to their closure. I mean the valley. The valley. There we go. Now let's try to add. Oh wait, there's no males.
En route to collect the asset.
Okay, so now we're gonna add the male Brachiosaurus. First, let's add this, and now for Brachiosaurus.
Incubation.
Asset in transit.
Okay, let's see if we could add some more enclosures. Okay, that's big enough.
Confirming asset delivery.
Let's release the male Brachiosaurus. Actually, two of them. And then a helicopter to tranquilize them.
Confirming asset delivery.
Okay, let's
Asset
make a
delivered.
hill. Okay, and maybe add some flowers. Alright, and then we're gonna add a gate. Alright, what do you think what this paddock will be? Oh yeah, I gotta move the male Brachiosaurus. Alright, let's put them here.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
Yeah, we can add some Styracosaurus. There we go.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation
So yeah, 2 males, 2 females.
Asset has been collected.
So let's
Prepare
release
asset
them.
for release.
And then we'll tranquilize them. So this paddock will be for Styracosaurus.
Transportation complete.
Alright, for the guests, gift shops. And then for the food. Okay, we're almost done with the park.
Asset transported.
Okay, we add that. We add this. And we're gonna add deep water. And some trees. And then some tall grass. Alright. Let's put them in their paddocks.
Heading to pick up the asset.
And then we're gonna add some nests to the Ankylosaurus.
Transit has commenced. Asset has been collected.
They might not like it, but they'll get used to it.
To mimic the dinosaurs' natural environments, we need to ensure they have the right
Oh yeah,
nest.
I need to add the males.
This will do the job perfectly.
Alright, let's release a Stegosaurus. And then we'll add a chopper.
Synthesis procedure complete. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Stegosaurus to the park.
Okay.
Asset has been
Gift
delivered.
shops.
Asset delivered.
Okay. This paddock. Let's see.
Heading to collect the asset.
I want to see the babies. Both of them are males. There we go. Let's see. Are there any other dinosaurs as from the novel in Jurassic Park? So, there any others? Maybe I could add some Pachycephalosaurus.
Confirming asset delivery. Asset transportation complete.
So yeah, this paddock will be full of Styracosaurus. And then this paddock will be filled by Pachycephalosaurus.
I can't see one of these eggs and not get excited about the animal inside. Pure potential. Amazing.
And there's only 3 Brachiosaurus eggs. Paddocks.
Asset collection request received. Confirmed.
And I need ground leaf.
Delivery complete. Asset transportation complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome.
Transit.
Alright, the herd is all calm. Let's try Triceratops. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are welcome our Pachycephalosaurus to the park.
Let's check Rexy. And it looks like she's hunting.
Asset has been collected.
Trying to hunt down the goat. Where's the goat? Goat's here.
Asset delivered.
Let's see. Let's release the Ankylosaurus. See the Pachycephalosaurus.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Transportation underway.
And I think everything is done. I gotta transport them.
Picking up asset. Confirmed.
There we go. And now I'm gonna officially open my own Jurassic Park. So it is now officially opened. So welcome to Jurassic Park.
Asset has been
attention
delivered.
personnel. The park is open.
And this probably took a while to build this. But like John Hammond used to say, spare no expense. And then life cannot be contained because life breaks free and life finds a way. It looks like Styracosaurus is now fighting. But they'll get used to it.
Saurus to the park.
And I've been streaming like for so long. So this should be end of the stream. So I hope you enjoy the stream, and if not, then oh well. So happy 33rd anniversary to Jurassic Park.
Asset transit.
And I'll see you next time on next stream. So peace out.